Hi everyone, I am Kiran, Assistant Professor, Department of Mechanical Engineering, Chevrolet Engineering College. Today I am going to discuss a brief lecture on engineering drawing, and the topic is projection method. So in this topic we are going to discuss about the what are the methods used in the projection of a view, and how long these methods have been using in the engineering drawing, and what are the views we are going to done in these methods, that is orthographic projections and isometric projections. In the earlier class we have discussed about the introduction to the engineering drawing. First of all, engineering drawing is a type of technical drawing which is used to clearly define the requirements for engineered items such as views, dimensions, and necessary information. So, the information from the engineer has to be gathered to the worker which is going to do a product on it. More than drawing pictures, it is also a language which is known as the graphical language that communicates the ideas and information from one person to the another person. So most importantly, it also communicates all the needed information from the engineer. So the engineer are going to design the product within a circumferential or a plane graph, so plane picture, which design the parts to the worker who will make it. So the product will be made by the worker only. Today our topic is projection method. So we are going to deeply discuss about the projection methods. So what are the main classification of the projection method? So first one is the perspective method and second one is the parallel method. So in the parallel method there are mainly two types of sections are there. First one is the oblique section and second one is the orthographic section. And next, going to the orthographic section, there are axonometric view and multi-view. So we are following the only the parallel method first of all, and then going to the orthographic method, and last one is the axonometric and multi-view methods are the projection methods we are going to discuss about the on engineering drawing. So first of all we are going to discuss about the projection theory. So what is a projection and what are the theory behind these projections? So the projection theory is used to graphically represent the 3D objects in a 2D media. That is 2D media means a paper or a computer screen which is observed on one view, that is only front view, top view or side view. But in the 2D media, a 3D object is graphically presented. So 3D object means they have three different views, that is the front view, top view and side view, that is both right hand side view or left handed side view. So these are projected on a 2D media. 2D media means that is the paper. Paper means which we are going to design it on a graphical sheet or drawing chart. Next one is the computer screen. So we have earlier discussed about the different types of drawing. So computer drawing, instrumented drawing and freehand drawing. So these computer screen is based on the computer drawing only, which we can use different types of softwares, that is AutoCAD, ANSYS, CATIA, different types of computer softwares can be used in this section. So by using those softwares we are using this computer screen. So this projection theory is based on two variables only. First one is the line of sight and second one is the plane of projection. So plane of projection means image plane or picture plane, so which we are going to see with our both eyes, that is the image or a 3D picture. So that is the plane of projection, and first one is the line of sight. So what are the absorbance doing with our eyes or with a section of graphical structure? So first of all, we are going to discuss about the line of sight. So this line of sight is an imaginary ray of light between an observer's eye and an object. So when we are seeing a wall, and when we are seeing a clock which is fixed on a wall, this is the line of sight. So by standing we have a line of sight, by sitting on a chair we have a line of sight. So there are different projections in the line of sight which we are seeing the clock on a fixed wall. So there are two types of line of sights. First one is the parallel and second one is the perspective, that is also known as the converse method. So first one is the parallel projection. In this parallel projection, the points are arranged in a parallel method. So there you can see the line of sight line. So all the line of sight lines are being parallel in this projection. But coming to the perspective projection, the projection is from the only one point of view, that is one point coming from that. These line of sight lines are not parallel and it is perpendicular to the one another. So the line of sight point is absorbed on one point only. So there you can see the difference between the parallel projection and the perspective. So in the in the parallel projection, the line of sight lines are all parallel, but in the perspective projection, the lines are perpendicular to one another and meets at a point. But in the parallel projection, the line of sight doesn't coincide with one another. So that is the main difference between these two. So we have an example also for the perspective projection. So when we are switch on a torchlight, the diameter of the light projection from our is very low, and when it travels to some distance, the line of beam is increases and the light also increases. So the line of frequency also increases. So that is the best example for the line of sight for perspective projection. So next one is the plane of projection. So in this plane of projection, it is an imaginary flat plane which the image is created. So the image is created in a flat plane, that is flat surface. First one is the parallel projection. So in the parallel projection, a plane surface is created in the imaginary flat plane. So there you can see the plane of projection. So all these plane of projection lines are parallel to each other and reaches at a equidistant plane, and the image is produced by the connecting these points where the line of sight pierces the projection line. Piercing means touching the projection plane at an equidistant line. So there we can draw those lines by connecting from one point to the another point. Next one is the perspective projection. So this is the plane of projection. So there you can see the line of plane of projection touching through the plane, that is the flat plane. So the image is observed as decreased image. But in the parallel projection, we can see the same image reflected in the flat plane. But in the perspective projection, the plane of projection and the line of sight has been decreased the original image. So decreased the sight of the original image. So what is the basic disadvantage of the perspective projection on parallel projection? So there you can see the street road. So this perspective projection is not used by an engineer for manufacturing of different parts or different products because of its difficult to create, because it is very difficult to create on different positions, and it does not reveal the exact shape and size. In the earlier slide you can see the difference. In the parallel section you can see the difference between the perspective and parallel. So in the parallel section the original shape is revealed by the exact shape, and in the perspective section the image has been decreased in by some amount. So here we are using an example with a road, and the width is distorted in multiple positions, and it is a good example for the perspective projection. So the road has been decreasing or increasing its width by the purpose of its area. And first one is the orthographic projection. So this orthographic word comes from the Greek word which is known as the straight writing, that is straight drawing. So in this projection it shows the object as it looks from the front view or right side view or left side view or top view and bottom or back view. So they are typically positioned relative to each other according to the rules of first angle or third angle projection. So in the orthographic projections we are using the two type of projections here. First one is the first angle projection and second one is the third angle projection. So in this slide we are going to discuss about the what is the meaning of orthographic projection. So orthographic projection is a parallel projection technique in which the parallel line of sight are perpendicular to the projection planes, that is which is on right angled section. So there you can see the top view of the picture displayed on the slide. And we are drawing these in the chart. So top view is drawn on the top side and the projections are taking from these each point. So here we are taken first line, second line and third and fourth line. So fourth line is hidden by the third line which is at the parallel sections, and fifth line is hidden by the first line. And these are the projection plane for the left side picture. So this is the orthographic projection which we have seen the top view. So methods of drawing orthographic projection. So first one is the first angle projection method. So in this first angle projection method the views are drawn by placing object in the first quadrant only, that is front view on the above the xy line, that is reference line, and top view is below the xy line, that is the reference line. And second one is the third angle projection method. So in this third angle projection method, the views are drawn by placing the object in the third quadrant only. So, and the top view is drawn above the xy line, that is reference line, and front view is drawn below the reference line. So that are basically opposite to each other. And the symbolic presentation of both these methods with an object standing on HP and on its base. HP means the ground and on its base. So that is the picture of first angle projection method, which the front view is drawn above the reference line, that is XY line, and top view is drawn on the below the front view line, that is below the reference line. And going to the third angle projection, top view is drawn above the reference line and front view is drawn below the reference line, that is on the grounded part. In these both sections, the side views are taken as so in the first angle projection method, right-handed side view is drawn in the left side of the front view and the left-handed side view is drawn on the right side of the front view. But in the third angle projection, right side view is drawn on the right side of the front view and left side view is drawn on the left side of the front view only. So there we can see the first angle projection method. So in this method, the object is assumed to be situated in first quadrant, that means above the HP line and in front of vertical plane. So above the horizontal plane and in front of the vertical plane, and the object is between the observer and plane. So the object is projected between the observer and plane. So on the bottom you can see the different views drawn on the first angle projection. So the front view is drawn above the reference line and the left-handed side view is drawn on the right side of front view, and this top view is drawn below the reference line, that is XY line. So XY line is similarly indicated as reference line, and the actual pattern of plans and views in first angle projection method of projections. So there you can see the object. So in the front view, the object is colored as deep blue color, which is projected on the vertical plane, and side view is indicated in dark yellowish color. So that is mild gold color, which is the side view. So that is the left-handed side view, which is drawn on the right side of front view, and top view is indicated in green color. So you can see the top view of the object, which is in the mildish green color, which is leaf green, and that is projected below the reference line. So these are the basic adjustments we are going to do in the first angle projection method. Next, going to the third angle projection. In this method, the object is assumed to be situated in the third quadrant only, but in the first angle projection method, the object is in between the the object is in the first quadrant only. Then the planes being transparent and in between the observer and object. So the plane is between the observer and the object, and the different types of views can be drawn are: the top view is drawn above the reference line. So the above the reference line we can draw the top view, and on the below we can draw the front view. So below the reference line we can draw the front view, and on the left handed side view we can draw the left side only. But in the first angle projection we are drawing on the right side, but here we used to draw it in the its original form only, that is on the left side only. When it has a right handed side view, it is used to draw on the right side of front view only. So these are the two types of angle projections, that is the first angle projection and third angle projection. Which is observed from the front view. So in this picture, the front view is taken in the darkish maroon color. Front view is created as dark maroon color, and side view is mild yellowish color, and top view is in the color of green, that is the light mild green color. So these are the different types of views. So HP means horizontal plane, VP means vertical plane, PP means principal plane. And next slide is the basic difference between the first angle projection and third angle projection. So in going to the first angle projection, the object is kept in the first quadrant only, but in the third angle projection, the object is assumed to kept in the third quadrant only. So in the first angle projection, first quadrant, and third angle projection, third quadrant. So two types of quadrants are used in these two types of projections. Next one is the what is the place where the object lies. So the object lies between the observer and plane of projection in the first angle projection, and in the third angle projection it lies on the between the observer and the object. So the plane of projection is lies between the observer and the object. Next, in the first angle projection, the plane of projection is assumed to be non-transparent, that is not transparent structure, but in the third angle projection it is assumed as transparent section only. Next, in the first angle projection, front view is drawn above the XY line, so there is the reference line, but in the third angle projection, front view is drawn below the XY line, that is reference line. Next, top view is drawn below the XY line, that is in the first angle projection, and in third angle projection, top view is drawn above the XY line. So these are the basic differences. So first of all, on drawing the chart of the basic views of the picture given there, we used to draw these sections. So sometimes students have been confused in these two angle projections, that is first angle and third angle projections. So when the question is in the third angle projection, they used to draw this front view on the above the XY line, which is a wrong answer. We have to draw the front view in the below the XY line in the third angle projection. But according to the universities and other sections and other colleges also, syllabus also, the majority of the questions are given in the first angle projection only. So in the rare conditions, third angle projection is giving. And next, going to the next point, top view is drawn below the XY line, that is reference line in the first angle projection, and top view is drawn above the XY line in the third angle projection. So they are the quite opposite between these two sections. Next one is the left-handed side view is projected on the right side of the front view, but in the third angle projection, left-handed side view is projected on the left side itself. So there is the original plane considering there. And last one is the where are these first angle projections and third angle projections are following. So basically first angle projections are following in India and some countries in Europe, that is European countries, and in the third angle projection is used basically in the USA, that is United States of America only. So there you can see the third angle projections highlighting the engineering drawing, but in our country first angle projections are the basic projection we are using the here. So these are the basic difference between these two projections, and these are the different types of projection methods. And thank you.